Hey there, I'm Sean, your quiz master, and welcome to Quiz Time. I've got 100 questions, general knowledge for you, from science, history, education, the arts, mathematics. Let's test our brains. Let's keep them young, shall we? And have a little fun while we're at it. In the early 1900s, there were around 100 Broadway theaters in New York City. How many active theaters are there today? 213, 87, or 41? Today there are 41 active Broadway theaters in New York City. In 1945, physicist Otto Hahn and his work partner discovered nuclear fission of uranium. What was her name? Marie Curie, Lisa Meitner, or Hedy Lamarr? And that was Lisa Meitner. The 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris is debuting a new sport, breakdancing. What are the three elements of breakdancing? Top rock, down rock and freeze, pop, lock and break, or lock up, break down, and dance? That would be top rock, down rock, and freeze. The credit card was first released in the 1950s. What was the name of the card? Credit Club, Diners Club, or Charge Club? And that was Diners Club. What was the name of the record label the Beatles released in 1968? Abbey Road, Yellow Submarine, or Apple? And that was Apple Records. The UK introduced its first national park in 1951. What is the name of this park? The Lake District, Snowdonia, or the Peak District? And that would be the Peak District. Author Michael Bond published a children's book in 1958. What beloved book is it? A Bear Called Paddington, Curious George, or Nancy Drew? And that would be A Bear Called Paddington. This TV show has 6 main characters: Chandler, Monica, Joey, Phoebe, Ross, and Rachel. What TV show are they from? Friends, Seinfeld, or The Office? And that's from the show Friends. Which is the only National Hockey League franchise to have 19 consecutive playoff series wins? The Edmonton Oilers, the Montreal Canadiens, or the New York Islanders? And that would be the New York Islanders. What is the UK's most watched television event of all time? The funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, the 1966 FIFA World Cup Finals, or Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman boxing match? And that would be the 1966 FIFA World Cup Finals. After the Apollo 2 crew returned from the moon, how long did they have to quarantine in case of lunar microbe contamination? 24 days, 18 days, or 365 days? They had to quarantine for 18 days. What were the set of industry guidelines called for Hollywood films from 1934 to 1968? The Hollywood Book of Law, Hays Code, or the Motion Picture Law? And that would be the Hays Code. What term was used to describe the fashion movement in the 1960s? The Hepburn movement, mod, or disco fever? And that would be mod. The smallest country in the world has 764 residents. What country is this? Vatican City, Monaco, or the Marshall Islands? and that would be Vatican City. Pablo Picasso was accused of stealing what world-famous painting in 1911? The Starry Night, the Kiss, or the Mona Lisa? He was accused of stealing the Mona Lisa. What are currently Britain's most popular biscuits based upon sales? Cadbury Fingers, Java Cakes, or McVitie's Milk Chocolate Digestives? And that would be McVitie's Milk Chocolate Digestives. What was stolen from Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day 1950? The ancient stone of scone, ancient skeletons, or the coronation chair? And that would be the ancient stone of scone. What menu item from McDonald's is exclusively in China? Corn pie, the McLobster, or the pineapple pie? Only in China can you get the pineapple pie. The United Nations started with 51 member states. How many are there today? 75, 89, or 193? Today, there are 193 member states in the United Nations. Which fruit is technically radioactive due to its isotopes? Apples, bananas, or dragon fruit? Technically, bananas are radioactive. What mammal is the most breeds and genetically diverse on the planet? Dogs, whales, or monkeys? Which mammal has the most breeds and is genetically diverse the most? That would be dogs. Makes sense. Which tennis star was pregnant during her 23rd Grand Slam title, but did not make it public? Serena Williams, Steffi Graf, or Margaret Court? Serena Williams was pregnant when she won her 23rd Grand Slam. Which of the original 7 wonders of the world is the only one still standing today? The Great Pyramid of Giza, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, or the Great Wall of China? The Great Pyramid of Giza. It's windy. Which player has the most FIFA World Cup wins of all time? Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, or Edson Arantes do Nascimento? Pele. And that would be Pele. The site of Woodstock Music Festival was on a farm. What type of farm was it? A dairy, an apple orchard, or was it a corn farm? It was a dairy farm. What brand uses the name of the Greek goddess of victory? Nike, Adidas, or Puma? The Greek goddess of victory. That's Nike. How many victims is the notorious Jack the Ripper alleged to have? 157, 48, or 5? Jack the Ripper is alleged to have had 5 victims. By law, what goods cannot be transported on the streets of London from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.? Currency, cattle, or weapons? From 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., keep your cows off of London streets. What did actor Johnny Depp sue his ex-wife actress Amber Heard for in 2022? Defamation, property damage, or emotional distress. He sued her for defamation. In Hinduism, Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer, the lover, or the fighter. Shiva is the destroyer. What year was the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal mascot Tony the Tiger introduced? 1964, 1959, or 1952? And that would be 1952. What UK police drama on BBC focused on a fictional place called Newtown? Z-Cars, Second Verdict, or Barlow at Large? And that would be Z-Cars. On Google, what are the graphics on the search engine called that recognize holidays and notable days? Imagery, doodles, or creations? And those are doodles. Which London-based duo is known for songs A Little Respect and O L'Amour? Depeche Mode, Yazoo, or Erasure? And that would be Erasure. The National Collegiate Athletic Association hosts bowl games every year for the top college American football teams in the nation to compete. Which bowl game is referred to as the granddaddy of them all? And that would be the Rose Bowl. Actor James Gandolfini, known for his role as Tony Soprano, hailed from Westwood, New Jersey. The Gandolfinis bought tires from which famous actor's family business? Danny DeVito, John Travolta, or Ray Liotta? And that would be John Travolta. Oscar-winning Moonstruck, 1987, made which Brooklyn bakery world famous, but would eventually file for bankruptcy in 2013? Martha's Country Bakery, Camareri Brothers, or Fortunato Brothers? And that would be Camareri Brothers. The first gasoline automobile accident occurred in 1891 in Ohio. It involved the inventor of the car, James William Lambert. What did Lambert hit during the accident? A home, a pothole, or a tree root? He hit a tree root. North Sentinel Island has a population of 35 to 400 people and has never made contact with the outside world. What country is North Sentinel Island technically a part of? Technically, it's a part of India. In January 2024, the University of Cambridge discovered the oldest black hole in existence. How many years did it take for the black hole to grow? 1,000 years, 100,000 years, or 1 billion years? It took 1 billion years for that black hole to grow. On April 5, 2024, a 4.8 magnitude earthquake hit New Jersey. When was the last time the Northeast U.S. had an earthquake this significant? 2011, 1957, or 1884? The year was 1884. In Major League Baseball, there are 974 players who have played one game in their entire professional careers. What is the term used to describe these players? Cup of coffee players, one-hit wonder players, or one-baggers? They are called cup of coffee players. Elvis Presley was known for some of his charitable efforts. He had a benefit concert and raised $65,000 for which charitable cause in 1961? The Kui Lee Cancer Fund, USS Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor, or Feeding America? And he raised that for the USS Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor. In 1990, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum was robbed of $500 million of artwork. What did the intruders say when they entered the museum? Hands up, lead us to the art. Gentlemen, this is a robbery. They said, gentlemen, this is a robbery. America's first serial killer, H.H. Holmes, committed murders in the late 1800s. When he didn't burn the bodies of his victims, what else did he do with them? Buried them in a local park? Sold them to local medical schools in need of cadavers? Or saved the bones as trophies? He sold them to local medical schools in need of cadavers. How many laws of motion did Isaac Newton record? 10 laws, 5 laws, or 3 laws? Sir Isaac Newton discovered 3 laws. Why did the New York Stock Exchange close every Wednesday from June through December 1968? Renovations on the building, a financial crisis, catch up on paperwork. They were catching up on paperwork. What is the most popular street name in the UK? Church Street, Park Road, or High Street? The most popular street name in the United Kingdom is High Street. Author Edgar Allan Poe's fiancée said he looked unwell in the days leading up to his death. What was Poe's cause of death? Influenza? The cause of death is unknown, or was it alcohol poisoning? The cause of death is unknown. Artist Andy Warhol is known for his pop art. Which is Warhol not known for? The Maryland Diptych, Campbell's Soup Cans, or Crying Girl? Andy Warhol is not known for Crying Girl. In skiing, what term is used to describe when you turn the edges of the ski into the mountain? Carving, edging, or mounting? And that is known as carving. The key components of a mint julep are simple syrup, mint leaves, and gin, bourbon, or rum. And that's made with bourbon. Which Disney princess did Walt Disney say was his favorite heroine? Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, or Cinderella? His favorite Disney heroine was Cinderella. What is a group of numbers called when each number is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers? Is that the Pythagorean theorem? Is that the Chinese remainder theorem? Or is that a Fibonacci sequence? And that is a Fibonacci sequence. How long of a lease did Arthur Guinness sign for the site of his first brewery? 1 year? 25 years? Or is it a 9,000-year lease? And that's a 9,000-year lease. Which country has the oldest reigning monarchy in the world? England, Saudi Arabia, or Japan? The oldest reigning monarchy in the world is the monarchy of Japan. True or false? The Jehovah's Witness religion does not celebrate any holidays that may have pagan roots. And that is true. What untranslatable Welsh word means homesickness and romanticized longing for your homeland that is unattainable? Quill, Haraeth, Sinafin. And that would be Haraeth, and my apology to the Welsh. Charlotte Lee from Seattle, Washington holds a Guinness World Record for the longest collection of which toy? Rubber ducks, dolls, or stuffed animals? She's got the largest collection of rubber ducks. How much of the world's currency is physical money? 90%, 57%, or 8%? Only 8% of the world's currency is actually physical money. What food item never expires due to its chemical makeup? Dry pasta, honey, or freeze-dried foods? Honey never expires. True or false? British commanding officer Terence Otway sent women from the Women's Auxiliary Air Force to local pubs to ensure soldiers were not talking about the upcoming top-secret D-Day invasion. Is that true or is that false? That's true. Which popular ABC network show had a theme song entitled "Thank You for Being a Friend"? Was that the Golden Girls, Happy Days, or Laverne and Shirley? "Thank You for Being a Friend" was the theme of the Golden Girls. What is the national sport of Canada? Is it hockey, lacrosse, or tennis? The national sport of Canada is lacrosse. Barbie, Hot Wheels, and American Girl are all owned by which toy company? Mattel, Hasbro, or Fisher-Price? And those are all owned by Mattel. What was a popular slang term for a high five during the 1970s? Flower power, off the hook, or give me some skin? And the popular slang term for that was gimme some skin. True or false? From 1788 to 1823, the British used New Zealand as a penal colony for over 160,000 convicts. Is that true or is that false? That's false. New South Wales, Australia was used as a penal colony. Which of the following animals does not exist? Boop boops, hell snapper, or go away bird? Which one does not exist? The hell snapper does not exist, which means the other two do. Who knew? Which country has many schools on boats since most of their territory is slightly above sea level? Bangladesh, Malaysia, or Tahiti? Schools on boats, you'll find those in Bangladesh. What is the highest grossing movie of all time worldwide? The Titanic from 1997, Avatar 2009, or Jurassic Park from 1993? Highest grossing movie worldwide of all time. And that is Avatar 2009. Which of the following is a probiotic commonly found in foods such as yogurt? L. plantarum, S. acidosis, or T. bacillus? And that is L. plantarum. What is the technical term in sailing when the boat is leaning over the water and being pushed by the wind? Is that heeling, keel, or windward? And that is healing. What country was Marie Antoinette originally from? Germany, Italy, or Austria? Marie Antoinette was originally from Austria. What percentage of the world's 7,000 languages are endangered? 80% of them, 5% of them, or 40%? Of the world's languages, let's see here, that's 40% of the world's languages are endangered. How many categories does the Dewey Decimal System separate books into? 20 categories, 10 categories, or 5 categories? The Dewey Decimal System separates books into 10 categories. What is the diagram used to predict the odds of inheriting specific DNA? DNA squares, Punnett squares, or phenotypes? And those would be Punnett squares. During the 1800s, what new color started the synthetic dye movement in fashion? Purple, red, or magenta? And that would be purple. What company introduced the modern disposable camera in 1986? Fujifilm, Polaroid, or Nikon? And that would be Fujifilm. Which species has only one mate for life? Lobsters, Atlantic puffins, or meerkats? Atlantic puffins have only one mate for life. In 1928, which modern antibiotic did Dr. Alexander Fleming discover? Penicillin, vancomycin, or azithromycin? And that would be penicillin. What is the best place to take shelter during a tornado? The interior of a basement, in a bathtub, or up in the attic? And that would be the interior of a basement. Greek goddess of the hunt, Artemis, is known as what name in Roman mythology? Hera, Venus, or Diana? And that would be Diana. Which currency does Bora Bora utilize? The euro, the British pound, or the French Pacific franc? They utilize the French Pacific franc. How long was the longest recorded cricket match? 2 days, 9 days, or 25 days? The longest recorded cricket match lasted 9 days. What medium did Leonardo da Vinci use for a sculpture titled Horse and Rider? Beeswax, brass, or gold? Leonardo da Vinci used beeswax. As infants, approximately how many bones do human beings have? 200, 300, or 400 bones? They have approximately 300 bones. What was the style of the hat Halston designed and Jackie Kennedy made famous? The fedora, the bucket cloche, or the pillbox? She made the pillbox famous. What type of adaptogenic mushroom is said to have cancer-preventing properties? The cordyceps, the reishi, or the chaga? And that would be the reishi. How far apart are Russia and Alaska at its closest points? 60 miles, 18.6 miles, or 2.4 miles? Russia and Alaska at its closest point is only 2.4 miles or 3.8 kilometers apart. True or false? The ancient Romans would mix powdered goat dung and vinegar as an energy drink. Yuck. Is that true or false? That's true. Ugh. What crime thriller author is known for books including A Time to Kill and The Pelican Brief? Is that Dean Koontz, John Grisham, or Stephen King? And that would be John Grisham. What laws are credited as being the first example of innocent until proven guilty? The U.S. Constitution, the Code of Hammurabi, or the 95 Theses? And that would be the Code of Hammurabi. In which U.S. state is the last Blockbuster video store located? Oregon, Alaska, or Rhode Island? And the last one in the U.S. is located in Oregon. How long could illusionist Henry Houdini hold his breath? 9.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes, or 2 minutes? Henry Houdini could hold his breath for 3.5 minutes. What term is used in blackjack when a player's card exceeds the sum of 21? Bust, garbage, or flush? If his sum goes over 21, he or she has gone bust. The U.S. uses Occupational Health and Safety Administration for work-related safety practices. What is the UK's equivalent? They're also known as OSHA, the National Health Service, or the Health and Safety Executives. In Britain, they're called the Health and Safety Executives. What musical tells the story of the 1960s group Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons? Boogie Nights, Jersey Boys, or Rock of Ages? And the musical is Jersey Boys. This New York City nightclub was opened from 1977 to 1980 and was known for its over-the-top celebrity parties and became invite-only. What was the name of this nightclub? And that nightclub was Studio 54. What U.S. national park is located in the state of Maine? Shenandoah, the Great Smoky Mountains, or Acadia? And that would be Acadia. What produce item can bounce? Can oranges bounce? Can Brussels sprouts bounce? Or is it cranberries that bounce? You should try it. Cranberries can bounce. I probably will today. Hey, thanks for playing Quiz Time. Don't forget to leave your score in the comments. And please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any more Quiz Time videos from us. Thanks for playing, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.